He is a man who can endure severe injuries. Once, an atomic bomb exploded behind him, and the flames burned his entire body. Yet, he relied on his self-healing ability to restore his physical form. He is also a man who can withstand extreme harm. He was once literally torn in half, but he managed to regrow his body through his self-healing powers. However, the personalities of the two are almost antonyms. Wolverine actually does not like pain. His weapon is the bone claws that extend from his knuckles, and each time he uses them, he has to pierce his own skin. Someone once asked him if it hurts, and he said it does hurt. In most cases during battle, Wolverine tries to avoid injury unless he falls into a rage. Deadpool, on the other hand, is someone who enjoys pain. He once vented his frustrations by punching things. When he broke his right fist, he used his left fist, and when both hands were broken, he even kicked with his legs until they were broken too. To escape from handcuffs, he simply sawed off his own hand. His cries of pain seemed to carry a hint of pleasure, and then he would spend several days regrowing his hand. However, Wolverine never needs to regrow his hands and feet, because his bones are already encased in adamantium, the hardest known metal on Earth, synthesized from extraterrestrial meteorites. This gives him the ability to be indestructible and unbreakable. However, it is said that if someone were to chew off Wolverine's head, he would still die. But the manner of death would be different. His healing factor is so powerful that he once blew himself to pieces with explosives and still managed to regrow. Deadpool is a man among men, saving the world amidst laughter, and even his self-sacrifice ends in humor. In fact, he was originally an ordinary man with a terminal illness destined to die. Later, he injected mutant genes into his body, activating his healing factor's potential, which cured his cancer and made him immortal. However, during the experiment, the mutant genes clashed with his own, resulting in the destruction of his skin. Fate played a cruel joke on him. His body could regenerate infinitely, but it always returned in a decayed state. Thus, he embraced a cynical attitude towards his new life. This was a second gift, and he also gained the talent of immortality, allowing him to live life like a game. Why not enjoy it? Wolverine is a farmer among farmers, and his life is filled with suffering. Born in the early 19th century, he was the child of a landowner, frail and sickly, never enjoying a free childhood. In a romantic dispute, he witnessed his father being killed by the gardener, and in his rage, he activated the mutant genes within him. For the first time, his claws extended, and in a frenzy, he killed the gardener. However, the gardener's dying words delivered a second devastating blow. He was actually Wolverine's biological father. With no home left, Wolverine grew up in violence. He participated in World War I and World War II, and the trauma of all the wars was etched deep in his heart, becoming nightmares for countless nights to come. At his core, he is a good being, but the world's evils force him to extend his claws time and again, killing others while also hurting himself. Wolverine's powerful healing ability and simple nature have made him a target for many villains. They exploit his abilities, forcing him to do dirty work. Once, an evil officer set a huge trap, sending a woman to get close to Wolverine, making him fall in love with her, only to kill her and trick him into seeking revenge, implanting adamantium in his body. Wolverine endured pain 100 times greater than what an ordinary person could bear, surviving this extremely dangerous experiment. However, he later suffered from the toxicity of the adamantium, slowly losing his healing factor. Wolverine spent much of his life hiding and wandering, knowing all too well how dangerous human society can be. Although he is powerful, he is often the prey. He gradually sealed off his heart, avoiding close relationships with people because so many wanted to exploit him. Those he loved always seemed to die around him. Wolverine was lonely from a young age, and deep down, he longed for a day when he would no longer be alone. After enduring so much pain, he naturally hoped to be cared for and healed one day. Fortunately, he was later accepted by the X-Men, led by Professor X, where he experienced the feeling of home. However, the mutant community, rather than being blessed with superpowers, is often marked by a dangerous fate. They are stronger and more unique than humans, which inevitably leads to being viewed with hostility and control. The vast majority of